Thinking of putting on the perfect finishes for your building? Where you have no idea how to estimate the cost needed for your finishes? Here's the deal. This video guides you to build-up rates for your building finishes.
The building finishes discussed are floor finishes, wall finishes and ceiling finishes.
There's 3 kinds of finishes for this building, which are mostly porcelain tiles, timber strip at bedrooms, grasscrete at courtyard, cobblestone at carport.
For porcelain tiles, first we built up rate for screed, then the porcelain tiles. The unit applied is cost per meter square.
Calculate screed. For material cost. First, work out cost per meter cube for cement and sand. Total up and allow 1/3 shrinkage. Sum up and convert to cost per meter square.
Next is operation cost. Work out rental rate, mixer operator, general labor, diesel consumption and lubricants rate. Sum up the above and convert to cost per meter square.
As for labor cost, first, work out rates for tradesmen, then the general labor and cost per meter square. Next, total up all labors, cost per meter square.
Total up material, operation and labor's cost. Allow 15% overhead and profit. Sum them up to get the final rate. Here is an example. To get total amount of screed, multiply build-up rate with the screeded area in the building. Therefore, the amount is Rm 631.50. This is the type of porcelain tiles used for the building. The unit is in cost per meter square. As for porcelain tiles, calculate tiles cost, allow 5% wastage. Then get the cement cost, allow 5% for cement wastage. Sum them up and make sure unit is cost per meter square. Get tradesman and general labor cost for laying tiles. Then, the general labor for hand mixing cement. Sum up to total labor's cost. Total materials and add labor cost. Get final rate.
Not to forget skirting, build up rates for screed, then the tiles for skirting. The unit used is cost per meter.
This built-up rate is similar to the previous slides. Take a look and understand. The difference is the unit is in meters.
The operation cost for skirting is similar to screed for porcelain tiles. Difference is we need to multiply by 100 mm skirting height to get cost per meter. These are steps to get the final build-up rate for cement skirting. After getting the final rate, multiply final rate by length of skirting to get the amount of screed for skirting. Hello there, I will be explaining skirting for porcelain tiles. It is similar from tiles for porcelain floor, difference is skirting unit is in meter. Do not forget wastage here, take some time to go through this slide. Labor is classified to laying and hand mix for cement. For laying there is a tradesman and general labor. Total up to labor cost per meter. We're almost done for this tiles, all we need is to sum them up and allow 15% overhead profit. Multiply build-up rates with the length needed for skirting. Hey there, welcome to my bedroom. The tiles used for my bedroom is platinum teak as timber strip flooring. The units applied is cost per meter square. But first, let's get screed rate. Dear students, method for producing screed rate is same as previous slide. Take a look to recap. These timber strip and timber skirting is materials used for the building. Timber strip is in meter square, whereas skirting is in meter. Let's start with materials cost. Get cost for timber strip, wood adhesive, polyurethane dressing, sum up and allow 5% wastage, total up in cost per meter square. As for operation cost, get the machine rental rate per meter square. Next, we'll move on to labor's cost, 1 tradesman and 1 general labor to install timber strip. Sum up to get total labor's cost per meter square. Total materials, labor and operation cost, allow 15%, get the final rate. Timber skirting has the same material as timber strip, difference is unit for skirting is cost per meter. Eventually, materials cost will be different. Moving on, calculate labor's cost. Total previous cost altogether, allow 15% overhead profit. Generate final rate for timber skirting. Yahoo! Can anybody hear me? This material to my right is called grasscrete. It should be calculated in cost per meter square. For material cost, get cost for precast grasscrete. Allow 5% wastage. Include 1 tradesman and 1 general labor. Sum up and allow 15% overhead profit. Build up final rate. Hey guys, I'm standing on cobblestone. It should be calculated in cost per meter square. Materials to be calculated for cobblestone are cobblestone, gravel base, paver joint sand, paver grout, and paver sealant. Sum up to cost per meter square. For operation cost, include plate compactor and operator. Sum up to cost per meter square. For labor cost, sum up tradesmen, general labor for laying stone, separately for grouting, jointing and sealing. Total up all cost, allow 15% overhead profit, get final rate. These are the materials rate obtained from suppliers. These are assumptions made. That's all for floor finishes. I hope till then no one has fallen asleep.
Wall finishes in ground floor level of the given drawing. There are 2 types of wall finishes in the drawings: porcelain wall tile finishes in toilet, dry and wet kitchen, and painting to the walls of living room, dining room and bathroom. The items to be measured under wall finishes are plastering, painting and tiling. They are measured in meter square. The internal and external wall finishes are measured separately. The build-up rates in plastering works 1:6 cement and sand ratio with 19 mm thick of plastering to wall. The prices of 1 bag 50 kilograms of cement and 1 bag 30 kilograms of sand are given by the supplier and it's shown in the photo. For calculating the material cost, first, need to calculate the cost of cement and sand, an allowance 1/3 for shrinkage. In order to get cost per meter square by multiplying the thickness. The calculation of operation cost, which is including rental fee of machinery, cost of mixer operator, general labor, diesel and lubricant. 1 plasterer and a general labor are involved in the plastering works. Multiplying the labor constant and labor rates. Sum up to get cost per meter square. Lastly, total up all the cost per meter square of material, operation and labor. And allow 15% for profit and overhead. Sum it up to get the final unit rate for the plastering works. For example, total wall area in dining and living room are 87 meters square. Multiplying the total wall areas and the unit rates, in order to get the total cost of plastering works. The build-up rates and painting works. There are 4 different prices of dual oxpent allied emulsion paint, which consist of 1 liters, 5 liters, 10 liters for white paint and color paint from the supplier. 0.08 liter per meter square of covering capacity multiplied by the price of emulsion paint for material cost. Allowance 3% for brushing and labor cost. After that, total up all the cost per meter square of material and labor. And allow 15% for profit and overhead. Sum it to get the final unit rates for painting works. For example, total wall area in dining and living room are 87 meters square. Multiplying the total wall areas and the unit rates, in order to get the total cost of painting works. The build-up rates in porcelain wall tiling works. In the assumptions showing that, the price of a bag of 50 kilograms cement and pieces price of 600 mm by 600 mm porcelain wall tiles. In the estimation of tiling, 5% of wastages are needed to be allowed in the material cost and cement paste cost. And mixing labor is involved in the activity of mixing cement paste. For labor cost, 1 tradesman and 1 general labor are involved in the laying tiles activity. Then, Total up all the cost per meter square of material, cement paste and labor. And allow 15% for profit and overhead. Sum it to get the final unit rates for tiling works.
Ceiling finishes.
Ceiling fiber cement board to be fixed to 50 mm 50 mm timber joint including necessary accessories, frames, main runner, forming opening for light fitting and access panel.
How we calculate ceiling fiber board. In the material cost ceiling board RM2.10 per meter square wastage 5% is RM 0.60 per meter square total material cost is RM 2.22
and labor cost carpenter room 2 per meter square and general labor RM 1.50 per meter square total labor cost room 3.50. Subtotal is RM 5.71 and the profit and overhead is 18% is RM 1.03 final cost is RM 6.74 per meter square. "19 mm thick cement and sand, 1:6, plaster to 1,200 mm by 600 mm x3 thick ceiling board.
The cement 1 part is room 593360. The sand 6 part is room 280.028 dd. 1/3 wastage total is 1,164.83. Need to divide 7m3 and multiple 19 mm. Total is room 0316.
Total operation cost is RM 0.29 per meter square. And the total labor cost is RM 8.75 per meter square.
Subtotal equal RM 12.20 profit 18% final cost is RM 14.40 per meter square.
Painting on plaster surface.
1 undercoat and 2 coats of emulsion paint to plaster surface. Material cost undercoat is RM 203.90 per 100 meter square. Emulsion paint RM 393.28 per 100 meter square. Cost per meter square is room 5.97. Total labor cost RM 1.49 per meter square. The subtotal is RM 7.46. The profit and over 18% final cost RM 8.80 per meter square. What is my total cost for ceiling finish?
The total cost for ceiling finish RM 10,209.40.
The end. Thank Thank you.
Produced by Yuan Han, Hui Lun, Qi Zheng, Juliana and Christ.